Welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Terry Morrow.
And I'm Catherine Haleko.
As parents and parenting writers, we can't help but see everything through a parenting lens. But as our kids have become adults, we find ourselves more interested in getting caught up on movies and streaming than on going over the same parenting topics over and over.
So since we're pretty sure we can find parenting wisdom anywhere, we're going to talk about what we're watching, what we thought about it, and maybe what we can learn from it, if only what not to do. Watch and listen along, and let's all make like we're doing something important for our families.
Each Tuesday, we bring you a watch or rewatch of an older entertainment property, and for this week of September 30th, we are continuing with Lost! Season 1, Episode 13, Hearts and Minds. Our theme has previously been bad dads. Into this, we add a bad sis.
Yes.
Because holy cow, Shannon.
Yeah, yikes.
We thought you were just kind of a twit, but that is some twisted leap you got going on there. Poor Boone.
And honestly, like skipping around, but Locke somehow drugs Boone and makes him think Shannon's dead.
Yeah, the emphasis on somehow.
Yeah, somehow like creates a paste of God knows what he found in the jungle, applies it to Boone's open wound on the top of his head.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah. He has this whole extended hallucination where he thinks, at the end, he thinks Shannon's dead. Later, he finds out she's not dead. Locke says, but how did you feel when you thought she was dead? And he said, relieved. And I said, me too. I was like, I was kind of fine with her being dead.
Well, if they got to kill off one of these people, she's the one.
Yeah, I wouldn't have minded, but apparently that was not the outcome.
Did you catch on at all that it was a dream, or did you think it was for real?
No, I thought it was real. That's why I was like, when she was dead, I was like, okay, I can live with that.
He said she died in his arms. She looked pretty dead.
Yeah, I thought she was already pretty much a goner when she was laying there with her stomach all slashed to bits. Ew. Well, it felt very real because that's what happened to the pilot, right? I mean, he got slurped up by the monster and thrown in a tree and shredded up. So that's why I was like, oh, well.
Guess that's about time that monster took somebody else.
Exactly.
I approve of the choice. But boy, those custom-made visions that are going to make him see exactly what Locke wants him to see.
Yeah, that's some pretty impressive.
How do you order that up there on us? The island. It is weird.
It is.
It will do things.
Weird, for sure.
And Locke as well.
Yeah.
Just have a talk with the young man. I don't think you really need to go to all that trouble.
Yeah.
But
and how did he know that, like, aside from the specific vision, like, that he wanted him to have, like, he would have to know that there was some sort of doubt or something in Boone's mind, right?
Yeah.
To make that effective. So.
Has he just been observing their dynamic and thinking something ain't right? Or what? Because he does not have the benefit of watching the flashbacks
exactly.
as we did. And, oh, man.
Yeah. Icky.
Yeah. So perhaps instead of warning Saeed off, Boone should have been warning him of her.
Yeah.
Don't get involved, man.
Yeah.
She's bad news.
She's definitely bad news.
Although Saeed can take care of himself.
Right.
Oh, golly. Goodness. Imagine just flying to Australia to handle your sister's unfortunate affairs.
Right.
This will be our parenting lesson. Don't set up that dynamic between your children or your stepchildren. Do not put one in charge of the other and then expect them to go clean up the messes.
Yeah.
It's not fair, and it ends up like this. It ends up with somebody being relieved that the other
one was possibly dead.
Killed by a monster.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
Oh, goodness.
Darn, it's not real. Still there.
Yeah.
Tormenting me.
Yeah.
And when Locke set up this thing where Boone is tied up in such a way that he can, with maximum agony, reach the knife and get himself loose.
Right.
And it's like, with adequate motivation, you can cut yourself free.
Right.
And then, of course, hearing her scream is adequate motivation.
Yes.
It reminded me of the old parenting trope of you could lift up a car if your child is under there. If our kids are in trouble, we will dislocate our shoulders to reach that knife. And so,
although they definitely have a more complex relationship than parent-child.
Indeed. But it is externally sort of a parent role that Boone plays in going to rescue her, apparently over and over again. And she plays on that. But yes, let's not talk about that. Without the incest part, ick.
Yeah. Only not incest on a technicality.
Yes, but if it was a father rescuing situation, it would be so.
Right.
Yeah, but still, no. No.
Nope.
Don't do that.
Nope.
Don't do that.
Especially
since you know he wants to, so.
Yeah.
Shannon. And, do you think Locke is kind of competing with Jack now to be the island papa? He's a bad dad to Boone.
Yeah, he's a bad dad. That's for sure.
Like, Charlie's like, he tortured me so that I gave up heroin. He's my favorite.
He's the only one I trust. Oh, boy.
Jack's like, wait a minute.
That's supposed to be my job.
It's my job. This episode could have been subtitled, Jack just wanders around the island talking to people. Just checking up on his kingdom. Walking around, chatting, approving of things.
Didn't have any, medical emergencies to deal with.
He didn't really have a plot.
He was just figure something else out.
Island dad checking in with the kids, but now he finds he has a competitor.
Yeah.
And Locke I've enjoyed that character since we found out what his secret was. But he's getting a little nuts.
Yeah.
Getting a little dark.
Yeah.
Hurley's got a point. Get us some boar. What are you doing?
What are you doing? I mean, the hatch isn't going anywhere. Take a day off, get some boar.
Think about it.
Maybe
look for some explosives.
Maybe look for Claire for 5 minutes.
Yes. Why is nobody looking for Claire?
Oh, gosh.
She'll find her way back. It's fine.
Yeah, that pregnant girl. Whatever happened to her? I don't know.
Whatever her name. Yeah.
Aww.
That is not good.
Yeah, nobody seems concerned either.
I don't get that. That seems like a plot hole.
Yeah.
It seems like they just kind of got tired of thinking about that for a while. But I guess we are to think that the continued Shannon Saeed project of translating things and Saeed figuring out what direction is north and all these things are a way to get an idea of where to go.
I guess.
Instead of wandering around. But yes, it's like, and also we don't really have a sense of how many days have transpired.
Right. And I mean, I just don't buy that somebody like Kate.
Right.
Or is just like, well, let me just plant this garden, so that we can have some fruit 6 months from now.
It's very weird.
She's already proved herself over and over to be like, I'll save you. I'll go, whatever's going on, I got to be involved in the middle of it.
There are a lot of folks here with the savior complex who are just sitting on it for the moment. And I don't understand why. They're just waiting to get to that point in the season when they can spring the next.
Yeah, why Claire doesn't merit any concern is upsetting.
This really was kind of a time-marking episode, wasn't it? I mean, there's nothing that happened here that would probably have been missed had it not occurred.
Right. We just got the Boone and Shannon backstory.
I mean, I think we all kind of knew that the Shannon and Boone relationship was messed up just from what we've seen so far. So. Right. But the less said, the better about that. But, we got the son made the made the rookie mistake of laughing at a joke. And so she revealed herself to Kate as
so now
understanding English.
Now 2 people know she speaks English.
I forgot that not everybody knows. I thought that a wider circle of people knew, and we're just keeping it from Jen.
Well, eventually, I assume that has to.
She asked the perfect question to shut Kate up. Have you never lied to a man you love? It's like, well, that's my whole story, so.
Yep. Won't be talking about that anymore. See ya.
Watch the flashback, son, and you will find out how many times I have done just that.
Right.
Have you seen my little toy airplane? I bet there was some lying to a man she loves involved in that.
Yes.
And, I think as parents, we've all had the situation where we're trying to do important things. We're trying to, run a little society. We're trying to make sure people are safe. We're trying to do all sorts of things. And one little kid is going, "What's for dinner? I'm hungry. I don't like this. I want something else." Poor Hurley. Poor Hurley and his unhappy stomach.
Yes.
Not going to survive on fruit is that one.
No.
Afraid to ask Jin for fish.
Yes.
No more boar coming through.
What are we going to do?
He's just, this is what's on his mind. He goes, talks to everybody about where's the food? So he finally gets himself that's a cleaned but uncooked fish, right? But I suppose it's a peace offering.
Yes.
Better than an urchin or whatever that was he gave him to the day before. And Jin respectfully declined to pee on his foot. So maybe he understood, and it's just
like, no, we're not going to be doing that.
We very briefly and for no apparent reason saw Michael, Vincent, and Walt. Just as a reminder. Hey, remember these guys?
They're still here.
Table that.
Okay.
Next week.
Next week, huh?
So, yeah, not so much to say about this episode because it was, it was just ambling around like Jack. But keep in mind the bit of business with the compass.
Okay.
I think it's not a spoiler to say, but what if it's not broken? What if the island is just weird?
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a spoiler. That seems like something we do know.
It's a place where you can pick some plants and give somebody a custom-designed trip. Make sure he resolves his issues with his sister at this place. I would like to order up one messed up sibling relationship hallucination. Thank you.
Just walk on down to the island pharmacy and get that going.
Right. You can, very specific. He's not going to be hallucinating, opening the hatch, or doing whatever he does in his wedding empire or whatever.
Yeah.
Specifically, his sister being torn apart by a monster. Relatable. So we will hope for something more satisfying next episode. Episode 14 of Lost, which is special. Now, we heard in this one that Shannon was special. But I don't think that's the special where we're going to be. I believe this is a Michael flashback episode.
Okay.
So.
Also, like, a terrible title for an episode because is it a special episode?
Yes.
Is it a, like, out of continuity, like, very special Christmas episode or what?
I've been seeing that on the Lostopedia list and thinking it was like a special episode. Like, it's later in the season, they have a recap episode. I was thinking that's what this was. And then when we were talking about, Walt getting his number in backgammon all the time, are we supposed to think there's something special about him?
Yeah.
So then when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay.
That's it.
Maybe him, maybe somebody else. Maybe they're all special.
Yeah, otherwise.
And that's why they're on the island.
They're there.
The island has handpicked them specially to come and plant things and catch fish and kill boars and pry open this nasty hatch that's been bothering it.
Yes.
Need a man like Locke, he'll figure it out. He'll stare at it for how many months did Michelangelo stare at the block of marble?
Oh, dear.
It'll come to him.
Yep.
You know what? He's a resourceful dude.
Yep.
And we will see you back here tomorrow to discuss Only Murders in the Building. Another show that I feel has been marking time. Thank you for listening. You can find all our episodes on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com.
You can also talk to us on our Facebook page, on Instagram, or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat. And please visit our Amazon shop at amazon.com/shop/mamatude, where you can find links to a lot of the things we've talked about over the years.